All ears. What do you got?
What concern, if any, do you have for Texas defensive front with Mercer?
A real concern. That's one of the strengths of their team, especially in the Lovie Smith defense, that they're going to he lets them play. You know, a lot of times you see coaches move, you let talented players play. And I've always been a big fan of that as well, but sometimes, you get over creative and you start dropping players that should be rushing and moving players that should be just let them play. But this with Lovie, I think you'll see their best of the best.
You feel good about your offensive line?
I do. They're all healthy. 5 of the 6 didn't play the last game, and they look good. They look healthy. I told you they didn't, at times play as well as we expected them to play last year, but they've done everything I've asked this year, and you have to have a good day today. But I like where we're at, offensive line.
Have any of your assistants talked about the challenge of scouting this week with, obviously it's week 1, first of all, new coaching staff, guy who's never been a head coach before, and they've probably got more turnover than anybody in the history of the NFL free agency era.
Yeah, offensively they're the same. They kept the staff. They're doing a lot of the same things. Obviously, the quarterback's different. With Deshaun Watson, I met with the defense last night at length, and we just talked about that. The other side of the ball, you have a good idea. There is turnover personnel-wise, but that's kind of the story of the NFL from what I'm learning. There's a lot of turnover. We have a lot of turnover, especially on defense. So we have a good idea what they're going to do on defense. We have a good idea what they're going to do on offense, probably more than normal when there's a transition.
Trey Herndon already out with the MCL. Any update on Tyson Campbell and thus who your nickel might be?
Tyson Campbell, we have him as questionable, but he'll play. He'll play. He had a good day yesterday. He's pretty close to full speed, but he's been limited all week, but he'll be ready to go. Trey is getting close to, he won't play this week, but he's getting close.
When you were at Ohio State in Florida, you obviously were familiar with the personnel of almost all the other teams you guys were playing. Now it's all brand new. Where are you in that catch-up, you know what I mean, process?
I actually I was intrigued by that. I met with Linder, and I just was on the practice field on the way in. I said, does it just become, you get to see these guys, especially if you're an 8, 9-year veteran like Brandon is, and he says, it's unusual. Normally you do. This group, he says, never really played against any of them, and that's for a divisional team. That's unusual. So there has been a lot of turnover. Me personally, I'm obviously a rookie coach. I don't know a lot of these players. I will be unrookie as we get going here.
Does that make you uneasy going in that you don't know personally at all? No? When you're talking about the culture that you're trying to establish, does winning on Sunday do maybe as much for that establishing culture as anything else you've probably done at this point? Because they see the results of everything that has been done and talked about from the beginning till now.
It's, that's a good question, Mike, but for years and years I was always concerned that, because we have a reputation of working really hard, treating players right, but working hard, and if you fail, then you start to, why are we working so hard? I'm always worried about that. We've never experienced it. Our locker room is really strong right now. We're going to see what the results are Sunday night, but I don't have that feeling. I have a feeling our players want to win. Our players have worked very hard, and they've been treated right. So I like where we're at.
Where do you feel like Trevor Lawrence is this week? He always seems relaxed. Is he extra relaxed this week? Maybe a little more nervous than usual?
He's been good. Today's a big day. Today's Fast Fridays, and we try to keep it no balls on the ground and no callbacks, we call it, which means a perfect Friday practice. So we'll see, but he's been excellent.
The Ravens have been pretty much their running back room
Oh my
decimated
goodness,
by
I saw
injuries.
that.
When you see that and knowing the emphasis you put on strength and health and performance here, I mean, not saying that that's tied to all those injuries, but how does that make you feel about the decisions that you guys have made?
Well, it's not. Those are structural. Those are, the thing we work so hard on is soft tissue when you start seeing hamstrings and stuff. But my gosh, when J.K. Dobbins is like a son to me, and I talk to him, and then all of a sudden another one, then another one, the next play another one. I mean, I felt for, the players work so darn hard and you get taken away, and then a team just gets blown out like that. So our prayers are with those players, because this is a player's game. That was terrible. But that was not, those are structural, which that's part of this tough game.
With that said, you do only have, with just Trey out, what does that say about the health of this team and maybe says about the performance program that you guys implemented this
Well, we're going to
offseason?
evaluate that all year. This is a long marathon, 17 games, and that was something I like. Once again, I like where we're at. More importantly, our players love it. Their bodies feel good, and but we just got to keep them healthy.
Coach, if you go back 10 years, 20 to the merger, rookie quarterbacks in their first start generally haven't won. Does that mean anything to you? Can you interpret anything from that?
No, it's every game's different, every team's different, and I like our quarterback. And the best thing I like about our quarterback, he rallies those around him. He got, I believe, number 3 in the vote getting of the captains. That tells you a little bit about, I've been around, not many, but some quarterbacks, players just are okay with them. And this guy, they rally around him. And I know I see it, but then to physically see the voting, and that was pretty cool.
You've gone into, since I know obviously it's different than anything you've dealt with college, but in terms of inactives and what goes into that, what's that process been like for you learning?
That's been an interesting conversation. We're not there yet. We have a pretty good idea, but after today we got to make some hard decisions, and now you go from 53 to 48, and it impacts Nick Sorensen and Carlos Polk, and I like to. We moved up Carlos to a title. He's been outstanding. He's a soldier. He's a guy that incredible respect for him. We went through a little transition in spring, and I just felt that was the right thing to do.
There's a non-conference, a college kid, Trevor, has a non-conference game at home to open up usually. And did you have to impress upon Trevor the fact that it's first game on the road, divisional opponent, or did he instinctively have that urgency and get ready for this?
No, it's
game?
all about preparation. He's a very aware guy, so no, I didn't. That hasn't even come up. Just getting him ready to play. He's very, very well aware of what this means.
All right, thanks.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
What went into the number?